Have you ever heard the phrase, staying in your lane? It's often used to admonish those who offer opinions on topics that are outside of their own racial, ethnic, or other identity group. While one of the biggest challenges to viewpoint diversity is agreeing on the boundaries of what's permissible to say without social penalty, it's not the only one. Another challenge is who can say it. Here's an example. During the Democratic presidential primary campaign in 2019, Pete Buttigieg came under fire when a 2011 interview he did was brought back into the public eye. When talking about educational disparities, Buttigieg said, "The kids need to see evidence that education is going to work for them. There are a lot of kids, especially from the lower-income minority neighborhoods, who literally just haven't seen it work. There isn't somebody they know personally who testifies to the value of education." The backlash against Buttigieg was swift. Critics were quick to accuse him of both race paternalism and of out-and-out racism. Being white and middle class, he had strayed from his lane. Those who felt that these accusations were warranted argued that Buttigieg was denying the structural and systemic racism they see as the true cause of the problems he pointed to. I asked a racially and ethnically diverse class for their reactions to what Buttigieg said. Many of them agreed with the reporting that called his comment racist. I also asked them if they thought his comment was true. Specifically, did they think too many kids in minority and low-income communities haven't seen somebody they know personally testify to the value of education? No one in the class refuted Buttigieg's statement. Students varied from partial to full agreement with it. The problem wasn't that they thought the comment was wrong. It was that a white man was saying it. We can probably all agree when it comes to certain topics that some opinions should get more weight than others. For instance, if I want to know what it's like to win a gold medal in the Olympics, I should talk with people who have actually won a gold medal. Or if I want to know what it's like to have a terminal illness, I should talk with people facing such conditions. But those two examples, winning a gold medal or having a terminal illness, don't directly touch morals or politics. What if, instead of trying to know what it's like to win a gold medal, I'm deciding if performance-enhancing drugs should be illegal? Should only athletes be permitted to have an opinion? Or what if, instead of trying to understand what it's like to live with a terminal illness, I'm determining whether euthanasia should be legal? Should only the terminally ill be permitted to weigh in? Those are political and moral questions on which most people would say that we shouldn't be so restrictive of who gets to voice an opinion. The Buttigieg example not only touched a controversial political issue, but it also touched identity. In this case, racial and ethnic identity. Many felt that, as someone who's not a member of a racial or ethnic minority, he should not have made the observation he did. So should he have said what he said? This is a tricky question. For instance, should the response in such situations depend on what else we know about the person that spoke on an issue outside of their identity group? Should it depend on what they stand for, if we know, or whether they have a history of saying things that are objectively offensive? More problematic still, who gets to make those decisions? Or is all of that irrelevant and the comment should be evaluated based solely on its accuracy? Or maybe the response should depend on the specifics of the situation. These questions are worth thinking about, but the response should also depend on the goal. If the goal is to create space for a wide range of viewpoints, penalizing well-intentioned people who stray from the lane of their identity group works directly against that. To be clear, this is not the same thing as saying that all opinions should be given equal weight. We should listen to professional athletes talking about performance-enhancing drugs with a different ear than we give to an armchair observer. In the end, there is a lot of damage that comes from telling people they can only weigh in on moral or political issues that tie directly to their own identity group. When the costs are fully considered, it becomes clear that we have to allow a wide range of people to weigh in without penalty, even when it means straying from their lane. This is true whether we're referring to Pete Buttigieg making a comment about minority communities, a man offering an opinion on abortion, an Asian American opining on Mexican border policy, or any number of other possible scenarios.